Prepare yourselves, fools. This program contains graphic language like fuck, shit, and cunt. It also contains discussions about violence and graphic descriptions of gore, such as cunt punning a dead nun while the entrails and blood splatter your face in your new shirt. I digress. This show is for adults, so dispose of your children as you see fit. Now silence and enjoy the show.
Bigfoot, undisputedly the world's most entertaining cryptid. Join the Reverend Jeff Kelly and your old pal Wes as they discuss the best and worst the media has to offer. Movies, books, TV shows, commercials, all on Bigfoot Entertainment Weekly.
Well, that's right, everybody. Welcome to Bigfoot Entertainment Weekly. And let's take a moment to hear from this week's sponsor.
In 1987, 5 young Bigfoot, using brutally honest rhymes and hardcore beats, put their frustration and anger about life into the most dangerous place in America's woods, and the most powerful weapon they had, their music. Taking us back to where it all began, Straight Out of the Redwoods tells us the true story of how these cultural rebels, armed with only their lyrics, swagger, bravado, and raw talent, stood up to the Wooffoot that meant to keep them down and formed the world's most dangerous group, Sasquatches with Attitude. And as they spoke the truth that no one had before and exposed life in the hood, their voice ignited a social revolution that is reverberating today. Join us for Straight Out of the Redwoods.
That's right. Not coming to a theater near you. I'm your host, the Reverend Jeff, and over there is Sir Wesley Losner of Lounge. How you doing, buddy?
Hello. I am sorry, everyone, for the delay on the show. It is all my fault.
Yeah, the whole next day. Yeah, usually we're on Monday nights, but Tuesday nights work too. We are officially going to move the show to Monday night at 9 p.m. Pacific. That's right. So reset your calendars, people. Tough shit. It happens. Sir Wesley has new working conditions, and we're going to accommodate him rather than you. Fuck it. It's a podcast. You can watch it whenever you want. So we're going to move to Monday nights, 9 p.m. That way we don't have any more delays, and all is well. We would have gone on here last night, but I didn't feel like winging it and having a shitty show because Sir Wesley left his notes at home. Would you like to explain to us how we managed that one, Sir Wesley?
Okay, well, I got a tattoo late, and my notes were out, and I was writing script for What the Fuck Theater, and I left my notes and grabbed everything else because I was in such a hurry because I was already running late for the show. And next thing I know, I get home and I'm like, Rev, you're gonna fucking kill me.
Yes, after delay, after promise, after delay, after promise that we would go live. Look at that, my beard's starting to curl. That's crazy shit right there. Yeah, unfortunately, we just popped it to tonight so we could do a good show, so we could bring you the right stuff about Boggy Creek 2010. Boy, the Reverend likes this one. The Reverend likes this one a lot.
Yeah, it's better than all the other Boggy Creeks.
That's right. It is the absolute best in the Boggy Creek saga. God, why? What is it about Boggy Creek that monsters just want to kill the fucking locals? I don't know. Poor T-Fish. Yeah, we don't really know which one of these guys was T-Fish, but you're going to hear later on what happens to him. Let's kick it off tonight, buddy. Where do we get started with Boggy
All right,
Creek?
so clearly from the very beginning, you get this feeling that it's going to be one of those soundtrack movies.
Exactly.
Because you got the chick jogging, you know.
Well, even before that, we have the opening scene where the truck people get murdered and the lady gets dragged away and the cop comes in and they do that. I don't want to hear that damn Bigfoot word out of your mouth. That's just crazy talk. This had to have been somebody did this.
And that dude
you just shut your mouth there, Ralphie boy.
That deputy that was like saying, you know what this is? He's puking all over the place. Like, yeah.
Well, when they showed the gore of what happened to the dude, I can see why old boy was puking around all over the place. But like Wes was saying, yes, this is like, I think it's formula number 3. Find an epic soundtrack that needs a movie, write a shitty Bigfoot movie around it. Well, whoever wrote this one, and I'll tell you just a moment who wrote this one, actually did a pretty damn decent job of it. Now we cut to
in the
woods.
Yeah, but before the chick jogging, though, another thing, too, that, I remember is the kind of like ink blotty beginning with the music, which was kind of cool,
I enjoyed the credit intro. Yes, I did.
And it was like flashes of like things and like people missing, newspaper or whatever. But yeah, so you get to Blondie jogging, right? And it's a soundtrack movie at that point. And Blondie meets up, like,
now I got
to her house, right?
I gotta even stop right there, though. Okay, so the movie is the movie script is apparently based around a girl who runs. Now, this pudgy little cheerleader girl that got playing this part is definitely not a runner by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, she's just a bit too juicy to really be a friggin' 6 or 10 mile runner a day.
She wasn't juicy.
She was not athletic at all. She didn't have any muscle tone at all. That's what I mean by juicy. I mean, she wasn't chubby, but I mean, she didn't have any. There were no quad muscles. There were no calf muscles to find. And I got news for you. I used to be a runner once upon a time. You get that stuff from running. So casting failed. They absolutely failed to cast an athletic girl in that opening scene for this position. But at least she could halfway act.
Yeah, well, I guess.
Halfway. But the director, by the way, was Brian T. James, who also wrote the story with Jennifer Minar. And there's stars Carl Savering, Frederick Doss, Sarah Jenazian. I would assume that would be the runner girl. And, a bunch of other people that we may have seen in some of these other crappy movies, but we're just not sure.
The slutty brunette girl, I think, was in like the Evil Bong movies, and
yeah, she was in something else for sure. I can't remember what her name is at the moment, but I will pick that one up as well.
So Blondie gets done with her jog, and she ends up at what I'm guessing is her house, and her friend is there. And she drops the whole, oh, this guy's going to come to the cabin with us. I know you wanted to be alone, bomb. But check this out. Guess what? People are coming.
Her name is Stephanie Honoror. Honore. It almost says whore. I mean, for my dyslexic ass, if there was a W in this word, it would just say Stephanie whore. But Stephanie Honor. There's an accent on the E. I don't know. That's got to be some kind of weird ass friggin' European shit. Played the girl Brooke, that slutty little brown hair girl you're talking about.
Yeah. So, but for tonight, she's slutty brown hair girl.
I feel like the sports stats guy. Like you're doing the play-by-play, and I'm the sports stats guy. Just sticking in little pieces of information here. It's actually working out pretty good.
It's funny. And then, okay, so, with all that, like, I key in on the great acting that was going on. And then the road trip begins. You get more music, right?
My God, the epic road trip music. It was great. I want a copy of the soundtrack. Can I buy it somewhere? I mean, or was it just that crappy that it never even had its own release? The only way you can get it is by watching the movie. Yeah, man, I wrote these epic songs for a Bigfoot movie.
Yeah, so they pull up and they see some broad, slutty brunette doing her makeup and everything, and dude that was supposedly being
the God brother. Oh yeah, I'm so depressed.
Yeah,
I need some. He's had a shitty life too, so I invited him to come think with you because you're having a shitty life. Which Daddy died. It happens, but we will get to that.
So. During the walk-in, Blondie has a flashback of her dad and shit. So you learn this you see this interaction between her dad and her mom, and you can
Could've
tell like
so done without the
there's like a
dysfunctional
divorce or
family
some shit
dynamic.
going
Yeah,
on.
man. There's definitely some dysfunctional family shit going
And then
on right
I
there,
have
boy.
in my notes, when I want to remember something, I always put 2 red stars by it, and it says right here, I've already made this. I'm deaf the fucking music. So then, all right, so
That's some funny shit right there.
they get to the cabin, you know, and the girl's like, Blondie's a little bummed. So like they're talking and everything, and they say, "Hey,
And
we
how
gotta
long was
go
that
get
fucking
supplies or
walk from
whatever."
the damn driveway to the cabin? I have a feeling that the driveway that they stopped in had zero to do with the cabin that they were actually staying in. I actually think that the bedroom that she goes into with that rolling ass cart doesn't have anything to do with the cabin that everybody else is staying into either. I think they were all different filming locations and edited together that shittily.
Yeah, they probably were. So they end up wanting to. Sorry, Severus was fucking looking at me funny. So
Wes is so
they wanted
faded
to
that
give
the
the girl.
chameleon's fucking with him.
Well, he's right in my face. But
Yeah.
so they want to give Blondie some time to herself, so they go to get supplies, and mostly beer is what they're getting.
That
But
slutty
they end
brunette,
up-
first thing she says is they get out of the friggin' after everything's moved in and everybody's decided where they're sleeping and shit. First thing she goes, "So what is there to do around here? Bitch, you in a cabin in the woods in the middle of friggin' nowhere, 10 miles from town. What the fuck you think there is to do around here? Sleep, fuck, eat, swim. I mean, that's about what you're gonna do. Get eaten by a fucking gator in Texas, I guess."
Yeah, but we'll talk about them swimming later. So they go to town and they go to a diner to eat, and like the scene, I have it like she pours water, the waitress pours water for all of them, right? And then the girl sees that there's a fly swimming in her water, right?
Oh yeah.
And
This
she
was
goes, "Ma'am,"
class.
and she's like, "Ma'am, there's a bug in
Bug
here."
in my
And
drink.
the lady goes, "Oh, okay," and just gets 2 fingers, dips them in there, and starts swatting this little fly, and gets this fly out of the cup. Goes, "There you go, baby,"
There you go,
and
honey.
puts it right back on her plate.
Oh
Like,
my god,
oh my
dude!
fucking
I
god!
was
If
in a
I saw that shit, I would have picked that water up, dumped it on that lady, because I feel that gives you the right to do that.
bro. I was in a club where a kid took a friggin' gram of wax out and rubbed his fingers all over it to show me how stable it was, and then asked me if I wanted to wrap it up. Whoa! Are you shitting me? Yeah, I was like, bro, I wouldn't handle people's meds like that. Man, stuck her fingers right in that girl's water. Just there you go, baby. It's all fixed now. At least you could have done that shit like behind the counter where she didn't see it and then give it back to her. You don't do that kind of shit like right in front of a customer. I mean, that's just. Oh.
So then it cuts back to Blondie, right? And she gets a phone call. So she's on the phone, and you never know who she's talking to.
Yeah, she's out on the dock, right by the water, staring out into the swamp.
Yeah, so then she ends up trying to do something. She's walking the other like way away from the swamp towards the wood area, and she runs into the neighbor dude with a shotgun.
There's our first deliverance moment of the movie. Dude's just like, "Hey," as she walks by, she's like, "Ah!" And then the gun's like pointing right at her. Like, "Oh, way to go, douchebag!" And he's like, "Oh, here, let me not point that at you. I'm your neighbor."
What do you do when you're in a creepy ass creek and you're 10 miles away from town and you just ran into a hillbilly with a shotgun? Hey, come on to my porch.
As he stands there with the shotgun, looking out into the woods.
Yeah, they just chill on the porch, and he's got the gun, and he's acting like a dick and everything.
If you see what I've seen, you'd carry your gun too. Well, tell me what you've seen. It's a long story.
Yeah, and this is what he decides to tell her. He starts out, and you get this full-on sex scene of this guy in the middle of the fucking swamp banging his chick, right?
Epic boobage. I mean, it's there. I mean, there. You know, the boob count is off the zero mark.
So he tells this girl about this, and then he has to go get something or some bullshit, and then she sees the creature and then screams, and then so he breaks into the whole Biggie folklore and shit like that. This is my question. You didn't see her get dragged off. You heard her scream, and so how the fuck do you know she saw a monster?
That's very true.
Fucking so yeah. So he starts telling this whole story about fucking Bigfoot.
There's a big hole in the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for sticking your hole in the dike there, Sir Wesley.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, how do you, if you're not there, how do you know that she saw a Bigfoot and that's what happened first? You know, unless you were watching it the whole damn time and just watched your lady get killed. There's two possibilities there, Jethro.
Yeah, you're either a coward, jackass bastard, or you're lying, motherfucker. One or the other.
Yeah. I think something else happened in that swamp, and he just blamed it on the creature, and that's why this feud started.
Well, always blamed it on Bigfoot.
You know, so then you get 2 seconds after this scene, you get a 2-second little boop, boop of Biggie's like surrounding dude's wife, and she's like topless and like looking like a sex like, Amazon queen and shit. Was she getting mind fucked by Biggie at that time, or was she just a slut whore for Bigfoot? Yeah, so then then the dude starts talking about like full on about Bigfoot and Sasquatch to the blonde and everything, and she's like, I don't believe in that shit. And I just have it in my notes again, red star. Fucking the Oscar award goes to, and I just can't choose between Blondie or fucking Jethro, you know, because geez. So then the friends get So the friend, well, I guess the friend and the dude and the slutty girl or whatever get back, right? And they start talking, like, the neighbor, like, just fucking, as soon as he sees him, he bounces, right? And he's a racist prick, and we'll get to that. There's a scene about that, you know, but so they have this, like, scene where they're walking back in or whatever, and they were talking about the neighbor, and then they talked about how they were going camping and shit. And then there's that whole scene.
What the hell? Who goes camping when you're staying in a cabin in the woods 10 miles from town anyhow?
Yeah.
Really? You're that desperate to go lay around on the ground to get humped?
Yeah.
I mean, oh God, who does that? Just that's my what the fuck moment. That's my what the fuck whole part. The whole segment of who the fuck goes camping? Oh, in alligator areas, alligator zones. Yeah, let's sleep next to the water. That's a great fucking idea.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's the pitch.
Yep. So the next scene, you get the dude banging in the slutty broad to the soundtrack, you know. So you're just, and they're just, you know, and then there's the two girls are in the room right next, you know, and so she's banging on the window.
They're acting like they're in the room directly next door.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that was all recorded audio, because I'm sure that bedroom was not in that cabin. I'm pretty damn sure that bedroom, because it's got a beautiful sliding glass door that looks out into an area that's not the swamp. So in that moment that they like banged on the wall and told him to shut up, Blondie has a heart-to-heart with her friend, and you get this little, like, you know, whatever between them. Dysfunctional family shit.
Yeah, so then it cuts to Blondie having a bad dream, and she's like having a dream of her dad and Biggie, and then fucking like after that, like they start like.
But she doesn't. Why would she be dreaming about Bigfoot when she doesn't believe in Bigfoot? According to her own words, she doesn't believe in Bigfoot. So why would she have dreams about her dad and Bigfoot? Is Bigfoot mind fucking her? Is that what's trying to
Repressed
go?
memories, maybe she was.
Oh. Was she
maybe
mind fucked by a Bigfoot at the age of 8? Are Bigfoot pedophiles? Swinging them as strike 2.
So in that moment, fucking, they get woken up and fucking the girlfriend, her boyfriend shows up and tries scaring them.
What a motherfucker that guy was.
Yeah.
Dude, look, y'all, straight up. If y'all do what this motherfucker does in the movie to fuck with somebody, expect to get shot in the fucking face. Okay?
Yeah.
Because I thought it was like a clown or something. And I hate clowns, but I have a fear problem where I can't run from it. So I would have been charging the fucking window with the closest sharp object I could find, jabbing the clown in the fucking face with it, and it would have deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just straight the fuck up. Don't do what this clown does to fuck with people, because that's how people get killed in the woods, man. Just don't do that shit.
So there's that whole scene, and then the girlfriend, he goes and talks to the friend, and then goes back to the boyfriend.
Oh,
they
I'm
go
sorry,
back
baby.
to sleep.
You're mad, aren't you? You're mad. Oh, I'm sorry. I invited 9 people here. It was just supposed to be me and you here this weekend, but I opened it up and got 19 motherfuckers coming with a cake. But you mad, right? Of course I'm mad, motherfucker. You just ruined my whole fucking week because you just can't keep your little jackass mouth shut.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't be mad at you. That's because the script said that. Bitch, I be telling you and your boyfriend and your godbrother and that skanky ass brunette who's just been a pain in the ass already to get the fuck back in y'all's car and get the fuck out my cabin long ago. Okay, so you're lucky that the script doesn't say it that way because y'all be fucked. I don't care where you sleep tonight. You just ain't sleeping here. Now get the fuck out. Woo! Sorry. Fired up tonight.
Right after that, there's a random people out camping, right? And they're hearing, they hear noise and all this shit, and then Biggie just fucks their night up.
Oh, dude, and the gore was great. But that was our first real look at Biggie.
Yeah.
At moss-covered, gold grill looking, dreadlock having, looked like he escaped from the Mummy Institute of Japan or something. Fuck Japan.
I love you, Japan.
Oh, Japan, y'all are some weird motherfuckers out there. Holy
I
Christ.
love you.
Y'all need to account of the MFers tonight. There's gonna be a lot of them.
Yeah.
Woo!
Speaking of MFers, the fucking soundtrack. It's bad. So bad soundtrack, emo blondie. She's stretching, getting ready for a jog while everyone is waking up and then, that couple realizes that, they're gone. So I'm going to get me some breakfast booty.
I got the booty.
So instantly the sheriff, it cuts to a scene where the sheriff is finding those campers that got torn the fuck up.
Yeah, and now all of a sudden
he's measuring a fucking footprint.
Yeah, there's hair. There's all kind of and old boy's still puking. Blah, blah. I mean, dude, I'm sorry, bro. Okay, you can't be a cop if you're gonna be puking at all the death scenes, especially in Bigfoot land. Bad writing there, dude. I forgot your name already, but wasn't that?
We'll call him Roger.
Okay, so if these people are all dying in the same area, right, and it's a threat to these people that are in these cabins, right? Sheriff never, not once, comes to warn motherfuckers about nothing.
No,
not even.
He don't believe, even if he thought it was fucking.
Even if he thought it was people, he still needs to be warning people. Like, hey, by the way, 8 motherfuckers have been killed out here in the last couple of weeks. Y'all might want to be careful out here at night.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what? I'm starting to lose some faith in some police shit after watching a lot of the shows like Making a Murderer and shit like that. And then watching
dude, you and I should do it.
With
we
Nirvana,
should do a YouTube video about Making a Murderer. You and I, seriously. We'll talk about that after the show. That's crazy talk right there.
Yeah, that was crazy. There's we'll talk about that. But so after the sheriff finds out and measures out that footprint, there's a scene where all the girls are out on the dock and like getting sun, so you got them all in bikinis, and they're talking about this creepy
And
town
none of them
and
were
all that shit.
impressive. There was even the brunette slutty girl wasn't impressive. There wasn't a C cup in the house.
No, I don't think there was a B cup in the house,
I
but
mean, it's like
not
A
that
plus
A
maybe.
cups aren't bad, ladies.
No,
I'm saying
we're
A
not
cups are
complaining
good
about the
too,
A cups. I mean, because
it's
boobs are
grade A.
boobs. Yeah, we like boobs. If you got boobs, hell yeah, it's got nipples. It's all good. Hell, well, no, because men have nipples. I don't think that works out so good. But yeah, you gotta have boobs. Gotcha. I call that a connection with a double.
So Blondie comes back. She gets in the house, right? And she looks at something and has instant flashbacks, finds a birthday card, starts losing her shit. You see a fucking memory that her mom left her dad and all this bullshit. And so, like, then you get a scene where the friend is just gossiping like a motherfucker and just telling everybody about how her dad died and everything. And so then Blondie shows up. Y'all want to take the boat out or something? Like after you get all that.
It's like, oh, by the way, yeah, we've been here how many nights now? Oh, yeah, we have this cool ass ride that we can just like ass out on the lagoon with.
And now I have it in red writing. Get ready for it, people, because you'll love this scene. Drunk pontoon montage.
Oh,
shitty soundtrack included.
Oh yeah, it was horrible. It was just like Okay, so was it a requirement that you have like so many minutes of shitty epic theme music in the movie? I mean, was that the deal? They'll give you the music for free as long as you use like 18 minutes of it or 19 minutes of it. I don't know. They used a lot of this soundtrack music, dude.
It was wow. So on the boat or whatever, you get the dude that was with the slutty blonde and Blondie talking, and the slutty brunette gets jealous, and then what's her name? I don't know none of these broads' names, but the
blonde, the dirty brunette, the black girl. We haven't even talked about the black. We're trying not to be racist this season on on Bigfoot Entertainment Weekly, but it's not working out so well.
Not racist. Well,
yeah,
I mean, she's racist. You can't fucking say anything without sounding being called a racist. It's just the black chick, right? Fucking, she screams, right? And then they find a ripped up boar on top of her boyfriend's car, and there's this whole scene where they think they are like, oh, you keep fucking around, dude. You keep playing jokes, and he's like, why the fuck would I kill this thing? And he was scared of fucking going in water. He's not gonna kill a fucking pig, like.
Right. He's like, I ain't going to that water. Texas Battle. That's that black guy's name. Tommy Davis is his character's name, but Texas Battle. He got top billing in this movie. So, yeah, it definitely wasn't a Frank Stallone like the last one was. Woo-hoo! Hey, let's take a moment to give shout-outs in the chat room. If you want to see your shout-out, you better have something typed in the chat room. Otherwise, it won't work because I don't know you're there. Ben Bo, not Ben, BEU. Dude, I want to say it's a little Asian guy, and I'm afraid I'm going to mispronounce your name, but Armigio is the last name. I might have that right. Rod Dupree, my man's out there smoking blunts and getting happy with the Bigfoot Entertainment Weekly.
Rod Dupree in the place to be.
Yeah, from Colorado. He's our buddy. He's gonna come squatching with us this year. He was sick last year, but he better come to the camp out this year. You better get ready, man. It's coming up in June. Collier Williams.
Oh, Collier Williams from Cuba.
From Cuba. That's right. Dick Jones. Yeah, that's not his real name. Supplies, Hawaiian Punch. Oh, yeah. And then Eddie Jones. How you doing out there? And
Eddie Jones from Jersey.
The unnamed. Well, that's a little difficult to do. But Scott Dowers is saying, how you doing? And I know Dean Cooper, our wacko theorist with the Squatchers Lounge podcast, is watching tonight. And Jeb and Moore's got a bad back. So no life and times of
Dino
JCM. No Life and Times of Jesus Christ of Monterey Bay tonight. Okay, Wes, back to the show.
So the girl instantly thinks it was her neighbor, the hillbilly, and he blames it on Biggie. And then he warns the guys to protect their girls and everything, because he lost his wife banging in the swamp. So then there's this like
Don't stop me to be fucking around watching these girls and Biggie's really like them women, boy.
Yeah. There's this whole rainy porch scene where Blondie's talking to the dude that was supposed to be set up with her, but came with the slutty brunette and everything. And then there's that whole scene where the brunette's like, "Come inside and now and bang," and all this shit.
Oh,
so
that bitch was high maintenance as
yeah,
fuck. Oh.
She runs inside, and then she's trying to get her to chase her. She's pissed, and then she ends up drinking with the other couple.
Yeah,
and she
Texas,
gets
they try
drunk.
to get her. Dude, that brother was trying to get a threesome going on with dirty little dark girl and slutty little brunette.
And
Okay.
that little girl would have done it.
Oh, she was like, "Yeah, come on, sit down with us. It's okay. We'll take care of you."
So then
she was that dirty.
Yeah, Hoochie Brunette grabs
dirty little dark girl.
a bottle of Jack and just chugs it, and then fucking
like a pro.
Yeah. And then when
she's
Blondie
had so
comes
many
in,
dicks down that throat, she'd have no problem chugging on that freaking Jack bottle away.
When Blondie and the dude come in, and the Hoochie Brunette is in the room drinking, and then when he goes in there to see her and stuff, she starts going off on him, and then she walks up there.
Be with any man I want, but I chose to be with you. And dude's just like epic piss off, just like, then go be with anybody else.
Yeah.
And it's just like exactly. Bye, Felicia. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah. So then she gets pissed off, goes out into the living room area, and just looks at the Blondie and goes, "Thanks, bitch." And then
it's her fault that your man is fucking nasty.
And then just she goes and fucking she's drunky bird and running off into the woods.
And I have been, dude, straight up, okay, I have been at this party, flat out. I have been at this cabin in the woods with these fucked up people, and Miss Drunky bitch goes running off in the woods to make Mr. not drunky dude go chase after her, and all we did was sit on the porch and smoke weed. Eventually the bitch came back. I mean, that's just the way it goes, but I mean, this is real shit in real life that these crazy people do this. But they weren't in Bigfoot territory to get their fucking sternums ripped out. Dude had his heart pulled right out of his chest, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, but that was just gruesome. Loved it.
Yeah.
Cloverleaf dreadlock squatch.
Yeah. So then she's running around in the woods drunk and runs into the hillbilly neighbor dude. And she freaking scares her dude, and she takes dude's truck after coming back, and she takes his truck and she just bones out in his truck driving, right?
She's drunk as shit too.
Yeah, so this bitch rolls up and literally this is another fucking really, what the fuck are you thinking? She comes up in this big ass truck to a few twigs in the road. These were not even branches. They were twigs. They were twigs. This was not a road block in
it was not a hazard at all.
They were so small, and you could have just plowed right through them and not even scratched your truck. And she goes up to it, and she's just, oh, and then she sees Biggie, and then you get to a scene, and everybody's in the cabin, and no one goes looking for Drunky Bird.
Yeah,
right?
Well, because Drunky Bird wants what Drunky Bird wanted. So fuck her.
Yeah.
She'll come back.
So then,
Sit on
right
the porch and
after,
smoke
right
weed.
after, yeah. So right after that, you get another motherfucking pontoon boat montage, baby,
with
the
some more music.
soundtrack.
That's right. Soundtrack time. It
And
wasn't
this
quite
one-
as bad as Abby Joe and
no.
T-Fish, because that
But
went on for like
this-
4 minutes and 16 seconds. But this was
Yeah.
close.
This was close, but this was worse. I'm sorry, but this last one, I even have it. My stars say soundtrack. Boo. Sorry. That song did not go with that scene. I'm sorry. It just didn't. It fucking sucked. Pontoon montage, though, should be another thing that we should see in more fucking Bigfoot movies.
Because, well, we always get the boat montage of one sort or another. It's definitely a component of a Bigfoot movie. We'll have to sit down and think about all the components that really do move across all of these movies and put them together so that when we film our movie, we just have like a cookie cutter to follow.
Yeah, and then it'll fucking be brilliant.
Epic. It'll be the most epic Bigfoot movie ever because we just follow the cookie cutter trumps.
Yep.
Dude, this is the plan. We have a plan now.
Yes. And we have actors, I'm sure that all the people from the lounge will let us like smother them in glue and throw pubic hair all over them so they can be Bigfoot.
That's right. That's
Very
right.
man-like. That's what we're going for.
You know, I hear the San Francisco bathhouses are a good place to collect pubic hair.
Well, there you go. I'll let my hair grow out a bit and I'll get a bush going and I'll shave some good stuff for you guys too. Don't you worry. We'll have you all Bigfoot.
Kickstarter coming soon.
Yep. So yeah. They're roasting marshmallows by the fire, you know, dude's girlfriend's dead, Blondie's falling in love.
Yeah, she's falling in love with God, brother.
Yeah. So then dude goes to take a shit, you know, and then he sees Biggie gets killed. Boy, does he get killed.
Dude, that was an epic friggin' Biggie lifted him up off the ground,
Yep.
showed him his golden grill, and choked him the fuck out one-handed. Now that's not a Biggie scene, but that is a horror genre scene. Where how many times have we seen like Jason like stab somebody up with a machete to a tree and you see their feet moving and dangling until they stop, they get that little twitch and then they're dead. You know, I mean, so that is definitely a horror genre kill. But later on when you see, because you don't really see what Biggie did to him at that moment, they kind of cut away from it. But later on when you see what Biggie actually did to him, boy, that was a violent ass death. Boy, he better be glad that he was choked out first.
Yeah, that was a horrible way to go. But so they just think it's a joke because
it's always while you're
dude
taking a
was
shit
joking
in the woods.
Yeah.
Dude.
So then the other guy goes looking for the black guy Tommy that just got killed the fuck up, and that dude sees Biggie and then finds Tommy, and then he gets fucking killed.
And that's another that's another horror genre type of. I mean, they took that right out of that wasn't Friday the 13th. Then it would have been friggin' Michael Myers, where one character stumbles upon the death of another character, and then the horror character kills them there again. So again, they're kind of following the formula of how to make a Bigfoot movie.
Yep. And so the girls are alone to act horribly, and then they hear Biggie, they freak out, they hear noise, they run.
Oh, now the growls of the Biggie. What the hell was that? Was that horses getting neutered? I mean, it was horrible. Whatever it was not Sasquatch like at all, but it was definitely scary. I don't want to hear that in the fucking wood. Like, if I hear that, I'm gone. I'm out. I call myself a Bigfoot hunter and shit.
This shit, I'm out.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly. I call myself a Bigfoot hunter, but it's all fun and games until Bigfoot actually shows up. Yeah, I hear that shit behind and outside the tent. We can talk about camping in the tent yet, right?
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right.
So Oh yeah, no, we already did. Yeah, they're long gone from a tent now. But they come and they're running, right, and they find Tommy, and you finally get to see what happened to that black dude. Like, and he had his guts all fucking ripped
Just
out.
ripped
and
out,
just,
yeah.
he was
Disembowelment, bitches.
his neck was just fucked. Like,
Somebody had fun with that. Whoever the FX guy was on that film had a lot of fun doing the dead body
and
scenes.
he did a great job. He did a great job. And so
And they look like on actor. They look like on actor scenes. So the actors actually had to like get that all done up to them because they couldn't afford to do life size casts.
yeah. So then the black girl starts freaking out, right? Because she just saw her boyfriend.
Dirty little dark girl. Come on now, let's get the races
disemboweled.
going here in 2016.
So Darky is not able to walk.
Swinging him a
So
strike
bad
two.
saying it. So no, the black girl, she's like not able to walk. So Blondie like grabs her like the fucking there. She's taking her home like they just got married and shit, and fucking start running. And then Biggie finds the friend, the black chick, because I guess they ended up splitting up or some bullshit happened, right? And then the neighbor finds Blondie and tells her to run and just go to the highway, don't fucking look back. And then you just hear roars. And then while Blondie's running, she gets a call. And then she hears a roar and she's like, freaks out. And then the sun's up. All right. So like this, like, the time is fucking going by crazy. And you get Blondie and she's fucking running, and then she sees a bridge and she stops and she's like looking at this bridge.
Safe. I must be safe.
Yeah.
It's a bridge.
She gets a phone call and like the phone rings and she gets on it. You don't know who she's talking to, and then she's like, you hear this very close growl, and then boom, you get like this like white-haired Biggie covered in blood wearing a bone necklace, and he's just looking at her like,
I'm Bigfoot. I'm scary.
yeah. And then you can't hear what this broad's saying, and she's talking to herself, and then fucking a shit ton of fucking Biggies just start coming out of the woods, and like literally like B-roll footage of Bigfoot wars.
That's
and
right.
I mean literally down to the way they did the face makeup, it looked like they probably filmed both movies on the same day, I want to say.
And again, just like there weren't multiple suits in this, it was probably just composites of the same suit stepping out in different locations time and time again, and they just superimposed one on top of the other to make it look like they had a bunch of suits, but I'm sure it was just the one guy.
Yeah, probably. And then you get back to looking at Blondie, and she's like crying, but then she looks like she's laughing. And then she gets just dragged off, and she's not even like resisting. She's just like, okay, and gets dragged the fuck off, and then it's just over. You don't get anything after that.
We don't get to see her topless and like doing the hoochie dance in the circle of Bigfoot. But I think that's what was supposed to be implied by the neighbors' visions of what Biggie does with the women. Now, what we didn't talk about was the fact that this girl's dad, the one who died in all of this, was the guy we see killed in the very beginning of the movie, where his chick gets pulled out of the truck and ripped away, and then he gets his heart ripped out, I think, right there at the beginning of the movie. That was her dad.
Her dad died when...
Her dad had just died. According to the IMDb, her dad had just died.
Yeah, but he died up on the highway.
Right, up on the highway, and that was where that truck got pulled out. That's what it was saying.
Her mom, all the scenes of her mom and stuff, that
it doesn't make any sense. I totally understand
he
that.
Was too older.
That was what they were trying to say. The difference was that was supposed to be her dad that was killed at the beginning of the movie. And that's why she was having visions of Sasquatch and her dad.
Yeah, but her dad died just recently, and you see him aged, and he was the mom was a blonde.
Yeah, I totally understand this. But
And the chick in the beginning was a brunette.
She aged by like 13 years.
I don't know.
I don't know either. There's just holes all over this sucker. I mean, just all over this sucker. Holy crap. I'm kind of glad it's over.
Yeah, it's not one that I would watch again. Sorry.
Well, look, if you're bored, it's a rainy afternoon, and you have nothing else better on TV to watch, start out with Boggy Creek 1, go to Boggy Creek 2, do the return to Boggy Creek, and then follow it up with this one, and you've wasted a Saturday afternoon that you could have been doing something else with.
Bigfoot Wars also took place in Boggy Creek.
So watch Bigfoot Wars right afterwards, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah. That's very true. Rev is being super nice to this movie, but yeah,
I'm giving it a thumbs up. You got to watch it in the Boggy Creek series, and that's about as far as you got to go.
But Boggy Creek 2010 could be the movie where, like, if you're texting or you want to eat something, or just go take a shit while the movie's playing. It's probably better than like,
we need one of our fans to go back through and take notes on our shows and send us a message on which ones of these are soundtrack movies and which ones of these are Biggie Vision movies. The formulas fit. That's right.
I love the Biggie Vision.
And we'll continue on with them. That's right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for tonight's edition of Bigfoot Entertainment Weekly. No, we do not have another edition of What the Fuck Theater yet.
We are recording them
this evening, and we're going to record a couple of them. So the next coming weeks, you will have episodes of them. Watch last week's episode to catch up with Not Without My Grundle. And that will be that, my friends. For the great Sir Leslie Losner of Lounge, I'm the Reverend Jeff. We say thanks for watching. May the Squatch be with you, bitches.
In your bottle.